Season Pass, sponsored by City National Bank, starts now.
Welcome into Season Pass. I can't believe it's Sunday already. I'm your host, Brian Cunningham. Week 25 of Season Pass is officially underway. It's our last Season Pass until March 30th as we break for spring break. Today's episode covers high school baseball, high school softball, and of course our very own Griff McClellan joins us in studio later on to recap everything ASU athletics before we take a look around the country at other sporting news. Central baseball is up first as they were on the road in Abilene for the Abilene ISD Invitational Tournament. The Bobcats set to play 4 games between Thursday and Friday this past week. Their first game of the tourney against the Burleson Elks, a 5-4 win against Burleson for the Bobcats as they improved to 6-2 on the season. The next game up was versus Wiley, the second game for Thursday. It was a tough 6-3 loss in this contest for the boys. The Bulldogs, Xavi Medina sporting a tough .625 batting average, hard to beat as the Bobcats moved to 6-3 after this game with 2 more games to play on Friday. Friday's doubleheader came against Brock and a fellow Concho Valley opponent, Wall. The first game up against the Eagles. A tight game until the end saw the Bobcats fall in this one, moving to 6-5 on the season, dropping just their second game in a row on the season. The next game came up against the Wall Hawks, a fellow Concho Valley opponent. The Hawks 6-3 entering this game, but coming off of a tough loss, a rebound game for the Hawks versus the Bobcats. Final score in this one, 10-0. In this game, Bobcats dropped 3 straight, 6-5 on the year, and back in action this Thursday on the road against Brownwood. Over to the Hawks now at the same tournament, the Abilene ISD Invitational Tournament, with 4 games to face, one of which against a fellow opponent. You saw this one, Central, the first game for the Hawks against the Elks of Burleson, a 7-6 win to start this tournament, moving to 8-2 on the season for the Hawks. In game 2 of that tourney for the Hawks, a much different result, a tough 19-3 loss, a very unorthodox loss for the Hawks in this one. A team of this caliber should not lose like this. The boys moved to 8-3 after the game and on to Friday's doubleheader. Wall looking to rebound after that tough loss of 19-3 to the Eagles just the day before, and would do just that in the game you just saw earlier, a Concho Valley matchup. 10-0 for the Hawks in this win as they improved to 9-3 on the season. 7 hits and 7 RBIs, 0 runs scored in the game right here. The Hawks looking to close out Friday strong in that Abilene ISD Invitational, but couldn't pull off this game. Another tough loss in Abilene for the Hawks. This final score 9-2 as the boys improved to 9-4 on the season. Back in action Tuesday at home for the second district game of the year against TLCA. Over to Cristobal now over their own tournament, a 4SAN tournament for just a few games. This one to capitalize on the entire tournament versus Reagan County. The Cougars off of 2 losses Thursday for their doubleheader against Abernathy and Tulia, and the Cougars would close out the tournament strong, an 11-2 win over the Owls to improve to 3-7 on the season. Coming up next on Season Pass, we switch from high school baseball to softball, recapping the week in the Concho Valley. Don't go anywhere. Season Pass will be right back. Switching over from baseball, softball underway now for the Concho Valley as the spring sports are officially in full swing. The Lady Cats up first to recap this past week. The Lady Cats were in action this past Tuesday on the road versus Abilene, a very tough opponent and a tough loss for the ladies. 13 hits for the Eagles, 12 runs batted in, including a home run by Kaylee Gonzalez. The ladies looking to rebound in their next game. The ladies' second game of the week fell on Friday at home versus Abilene Cooper, a back-and-forth game that required extra innings. In this one, Lady Cats were down 9-3 through 4 innings before unloading and outscoring the Cougars 8-4 in the final 5 innings. Walking this game off in extra innings, Lady Cats improved to 8-7 on the season after a 15-14 win. Over to our third recap, the Maidens defending the north side against fellow Concho Valley opponent Brady. A big win for the ladies in this game as they top the Lady Dogs, a 12-1 win. The Maidens improved to 9-6-1 on the season. The Lady Dogs 4-6. And over to Wall now, the Lady Hawks with a few games from this past week, a Concho Valley matchup in this lopsided affair, an 11-1 win for the Lady Hawks to move them to 12-5 on the season. The Lady Hawks also 9-3 on the road so far this year. And the Lady Hawks again facing Gymnet for this past week for their second game of the week, a closer game in this contest, a 4-3 win for the ladies, moving to 12-6 on the year. Back in action Tuesday for the last non-district game of the year before district play starts up, also 2-0 in district play. A Concho Valley matchup highlights our next game, Cristobal versus Brady. In this one, a Saturday contest in favor of the Cougars. In this game, 17-6 final score. Brady with only 3 hits in the loss. The Lady Cougars moved to 4-1. The Lady Dogs 4-6. Miles softball now. The ladies were at home facing Colorado City and the Lady Wolves. A tough loss for the Lady Dogs in this one. 18-4 was the final score. Miles had 9 to Colorado's 10 hits, but the RBIs were the story. 12-3 was the difference. Miles back in action Tuesday for a district game against Cristobal. The Lady Dogs 4-9-1. Coming up next on Season Pass, the Central Bobcats football season has some changes to it implemented by second-year head coach Mark Smith, a program he brought from Oklahoma. Don't go anywhere. Season Pass will be right back. The Central Bobcats off-season program for football is officially underway. Head coach Mark Smith is entering his second year where he brings a new off-season workout he took from the college level. Here's our very own Griff McClellan with that story.
It's never too early to discuss some football. High school football may be out of season in the Concho Valley, but the grind doesn't stop, especially for the Central Bobcats, who are embracing a new off-season training program under second-year head coach Mark Smith. In a nutshell, this program entails early morning lift workouts on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. But in the middle of the week, Wednesday's routine is set aside for recovery, guided by a meditation-style approach, which Smith believes is beneficial not only for recovery purposes, but also mental health.
What I love most about this is we take time out of our Wednesday schedule to do this, okay? It's the most important thing that we have during the week is to make sure that we do this. But I see a lot of these things happen throughout the course of the week with the players. They come in on their own. They're getting extra time with the poles on the foam rolling, the ankle boards, and the bands, whatever it may be. They're letting their bodies speak to them, and then they're listening, okay, and adjusting what they do to make sure their body's in the best shape they can be.
The athletes greatly appreciate the midweek break, which to them is a breath of fresh air in comparison to off-season drills in previous years.
We used to just work out heavy all week long, no breaks, and we also went outside and ran and stuff. But this year, Coach Smith really works on breaking us down the first 2 days and giving us that chance to build our bodies back up on Wednesday with the elite recovery.
I would say with Coach Smith's philosophy, we focus a lot more on breaking down the bodies on the first 2 days and then getting a chance to recover and fix what's been broken on Wednesday, with Thursday and Friday being the same thing, breaking it back down again, headed into the weekend. In years past, we'd do a lot of all 5 days of the week going full tilt, and it was very taxing on the bodies and mentality.
In addition to midweek recovery, Coach Smith has introduced an agility workout program as well. Smith also believes mastering the basic fundamentals is essential to success, which not only integrates discipline, but limits injuries as well.
It all, began when I first got hired last February, a year ago. We had an injury report that had a ton of soft tissue issues on it, and in my opinion, many of those are preventable. So we needed to figure out a plan on what we could do to make sure that we repaired their bodies, but also worked for functional strength for football. So that was kind of born the Elite Recovery Day. My last 10 years in college football, this is a common practice, at that level. So, we break their bodies down on Monday and Tuesday. We put them back together, so to speak, on Wednesday.
After the Bobcats finished with a 1-9 record in 2023, Smith guided this team to a 4-6 record in 2024, his first season with the team. Smith and his coaching staff hope this unique offseason approach pays off in 2025 as Central gears up for a new season beginning in August. In all, this is simply just another reason for Concho Valley fans to be excited about Central Bobcats football.
Coming up next on Season Pass, our very own Griff McClellan is back in the studio with us to recap everything Angelo State athletics from this past week. Don't go anywhere. Season Pass will be right back.
Welcome back to Season Pass. Now time, of course, for your weekly Angelo State sports segment. We start on the softball diamond once again tonight, where the Rebels look to stay hot this week, carrying a 5-game winning streak at the start of the week. This time, ASU prepared for a 4-game road trip with back-to-back doubleheaders at St. Mary's and then next St. Edward's, setting up ASU's second true road test of the season. Rambell seniors Carter Smith and Paris Bernesi discussed takeaways from the last road trip at Texas Women's and UT Tyler and how that experience might translate to success this week.
Road series are tough, honestly, and we're also traveling the day that we play tomorrow. So we have to stay mentally focused from the second we get on the bus, which is hard. But I think really just staying focused as a team and helping each other stay focused will be the key to our success.
The last road series was very much pedal to the metal type of thing. We learned from, we did have 2 losses that weekend, but we learned from them, and we learned that, you know, just because you won the first game doesn't mean that you can let off the gas the second. And that's from Texas Women's, and then UT Tyler is just coming back and being that dog and having the dog mentality that, like, it doesn't matter who we play, we're going to win.
Friday, the Rambills fall short in Game 1 at St. Mary's. The Rattlers got all the damage done in the bottom of the second inning, scoring 6 runs en route to a 6-1 win. Game 2, Rambills bounce back with authority. Tatiana Trotter leads the team with 5 RBIs, and a 6-run 5th inning completely blows it open as ASU cruises to a 13-4 win via run rule. Sunday, the Rambills stayed dominant versus St. Edwards, this time winning 16-7. Tatiana Trotter again had herself a day with 3 hits this time, including 2 home runs, totaling 4 RBIs. Game 2 also goes to the Rambills. It took extra innings this time, but Aaron Plunkett scores the game-winning run in the top of the 8th inning, and ASU holds on for the 4-3 win. Angelo State baseball returned to action this weekend for a 4-game series at Lubbock Christian, looking for a bounce-back win. The number 2 Rams saw their previous 13-game win streak snapped last Sunday, a rare 13-7 loss to St. Mary's. ASU still dominated that series, though, winning the first 3 games by a combined 33-point margin of victory. ASU then shifted its focus to a 4-game road series at Lubbock Christian, looking to stay atop the LSC standings. Head coach Kevin Brooks discusses the keys to winning at LCU's field.
One, offensively, we need to be able to score with them. And then 2, just go out and make your pitches and execute and don't give up free bases. You know, I think defensively it's tough up there because that turf is, you know, it's like playing on a parking lot. So if you hit it on the ground, it's coming, and it's coming fast. And so you give up a lot more hits, too, because if it's not directly at the person, it's through there. So it's a really good hitter's field.
Friday's opening game was a heavyweight, but the Rams get it done. 19-9 the final score. ASU scores 10 unanswered runs to close the game. Lane Hutchinson and Austin Beck lead ASU, each with 4 RBIs. And after a day off, these two met again on Sunday for a doubleheader, and Game 1 goes to the Chaps. Final 6-5. ASU led 5-4 in the bottom of the 7th inning, but a rare walk-off walk gifts LCU the win. Game 2, another heavyweight. The Rams trail 9-8 entering the top of the 7th, but score 4 runs to take a 12-9 lead before the Chaps respond with 3 runs of their own to tie, and then LCU's Kyle Lewis delivers with a walk-off single to win 13-12. ASU looks to bounce back Monday afternoon in Game 4 of what's been a thrilling series, to say the least. First pitch is 1 p.m. Central. To the NCAA hardwood, it's officially March. College basketball fans all know what this means, of course. Time for Cinderella stories to unfold. The Angelo State Rambills embarked on their postseason quest Thursday at the LSC tournament in Frisco, Texas. The Rambills traveled to Frisco with little momentum after completing a 12-point comeback win over UT Permian Basin in the regular season finale. ASU moved up to the 5th seed in the bracket with the win, setting up a rubber match with 4-seeded Eastern New Mexico after these teams split the regular season series with 1 win each. Here's what ASU head coach Alicia Ellis had to say ahead of the quarterfinal matchup.
We did apply a press that in both games kind of disrupted what they wanted to do. I felt like we got them to turn the ball over several times and get them out into a panic mode. And so that's something that we're going to throw at them, not at the beginning, but just sporadically throughout the game. And just taking care of the ball is something that, you know, you look at the win that we had and then the loss that we had, that was one of the things. We cannot turn the ball over because they're going to capitalize on those.
And the Rambills emerged victorious in the first round. They defeat Eastern New Mexico by a final of 71-61. Kanai Williams scores a season-high 22 points. And ASU advanced to face number 1 Texas Women's in the semis Saturday, which unfortunately did not go ASU's way. The Pioneers jumped early to an 8-0 lead and never trailed, leading by as many as 21. The Bells dropped this one 71-58, ending their season at 18-12 overall and a 13-9 record in LSC play. As for men's hoops, the Rams snuck into the LSC bracket as the 8th seed, taking on number 1 Dallas Baptist. This was undoubtedly a tough task for ASU, but not unfamiliar territory. ASU defeated DBU just 2 weeks earlier on February 20th in their only head-to-head meeting this season. The Rams look to do the unthinkable and pull off the upset for the second time. Head coach Vinay Patel discussed keys to the game and what must be done to advance.
They run a really unique style of play as far as defensively with their pressing and their running jumps. And so for us, you know, it's, hey, can we be ourselves? You know, can we not hurt ourselves? Can we not turn the basketball over? Can we figure out how to score? Can we rebound? You know, and it's just, I think they're really good, you know, and for us, that's scary because I think everybody in our league is really good, you know, and I wish you could say, hey, this matchup would have been better or not, but I'm just glad we're in it. I could say that to start off because it was a dogfight just to get in the conference tournament this year.
This time, though, DBU gets revenge, 85-63 the final. It was all Patriots on Friday night, who led by as many as 32 points. 4 Rams reached double figures in points, notably DJ Freeman, who's had a double-double, scoring 14 points and 10 rebounds, but it's not nearly enough as DBU moves on. Over to tennis, the Ramblers in action Friday. Head coach Jason Potoff looking for career win number 100. The Ramblers get the start they wanted after failing to win doubles last week. At number 21, Southern Arkansas, they get the point on Friday to lead 1-0 early over Texas A&M Kingsville. In singles play, Avery Durham cruises, winning in straight sets, 6-2, 6-2 in her match. And Durham's doubles partner, Eva Schwartz, gets it done in straight sets, too, winning her singles match, 7-6, 6-2. And freshman Margot Renee had yet to lose a singles match in her collegiate career, starting with a perfect 8-0 record, although she fell short in 3 sets on Friday. That didn't matter, though. ASU takes 5 of 6 singles matches Friday, winning the entire match by a final of 5-2. Potoff gets win number 100, and the Ramblers improve to 9-0 this season, 1-0 in LSC play. ASU quickly turned around from a non-conference road matchup this afternoon in Arkadelphia, Arkansas, and stay undefeated, sweeping Henderson State 4-0. Ramblers now 10-0 this season. Another Angelo State spring sport in full swing, track and field. The Rams and Rebels also hosted A&M Kingsville this weekend in the blue and gold battle. The day kicked off with the men's 10,000-meter run high jump. Not long after that, Kingsville's Caden Solis got first place. Shot put in action now. Former Wall High School standout Cameron Williams up for the Ramblers, doing her thing there. Women's 10,000 up next. ASU's Emily Meal and Sadie Clark finished 3rd and 4th respectively, each getting a time of just over 46 minutes. This marked ASU's first outdoor home meet of the 2025 season, and ASU sweeps the meet. The number 14 Rams total 102 points on the day, while the Ramblers tally 112.